Hi there, I'm Jen Redfern from Plus Health Company. Today I'd like to chat to you about how to look after your body best when you're gardening. So when the weather is glorious and it's warm outside, we like nothing more than to get into the garden, making it look pretty, improving our surroundings and really feeling like we're enjoying some lovely mindful activities. But it can be all too tempting to forget about our bodies, how we're using and moving them, and then find that several hours later we're feeling and suffering the consequences for doing so. So I thought it'd be useful to share a few tips on how to look after your body when you're in the garden, and one of which is to firstly think about the activities that you're going to undertake. Now it may be that you need to do something across the whole garden and you may have a really big plot, in which case it would be more useful to think about separating into zones so you're not expecting too much of yourself in regards to completing the job within a short time, or in fact for a very long time without some breaks in between. Another thing that can be useful is looking at a variety in tasks. So rather than doing one job for a longer period, useful looking at little tasks and more of them so that you can incorporate more variety into your gardening. That's going to give you more opportunities to move in a different way, work at different heights and levels, using different tools, and all in all, your body craves variety. It is the spice of life after all, so really worth thinking about doing that. Now when we're looking at moving our body, there are a group of people who need to be particularly aware of how they're moving through their spine when they're in the garden. And they're people with back problems and also osteoporosis or osteopenia, sometimes known as brittle bone disease. So when you're in the garden, it's well worth considering whether your body is up to the task and in getting help if you need help as well. But keeping your back nice and straight is really useful. Now if you're working at a ground level, you can see I've been helped out by my son's little wood blocks this morning. If you're working at a ground level, whether it be on the lawn or perhaps in some low sleepers, planters, then you might feel comfortable on your knees on a little kneeling pad, or you may be better in a high kneeling position and leaning ahead with a nice straight spine. So trying to avoid curling activities and rounding your back is important. Now when you're looking at sitting tasks as a whole, you may in fact feel comfortable and more comfortable sat on your bottom, but then you will need to lean forwards a little bit more. So get as close as you can to the area that you're going to work on and make sure that you're not overreaching, because that plus lifting will lead to increased work through the arms, a bigger load through the back, and an increased potential to irritate that area. Now, when you're working at a mid-level, that of course is a little bit more comfortable. You could work in a kneeling level if you have some sort of sill height little pots, or you may find that working in a lunge position or a squat position such as these can be a nice way of really making you feel anchored through your legs and sharing the work between your legs, your torso and your arms. Now when it comes to lifting something off the ground, it's important that you use your legs, your arms and your spine in a really healthy way. So bend the knees as much as you can. Keep the straight spine position. Get the load near to you. Check the load before you lift it, and then use that power through your legs, through your back to lift it. Now it's all too tempting to just rotate and twist to move it to the area that you need it in, but it's much better for you to turn your feet and then again lunge or squat. Keep your back nice and straight so that you're able to keep your body under good control. So hopefully you've got a few ideas there of how to enjoy yourself in the garden without the repercussions, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.